we want to hop right into our first topic, which is Los Angeles housing. Tell me how you feel about Los Angeles housing, like the rent situation, how much it costs to either buy property here or even run a business here. How do you feel about that?
Well, so for me, I'm originally from Kansas. And so being from Kansas, I mean, the rents out there for like a 2-bedroom apartment in a nice area is like $800. Versus when I moved to Atlanta is a bigger city. It's a lot more going on out there. An apartment might run you probably like, $1,500 to $2,000. Still manageable. LA is just off the charts. I mean, my current rent right now is $4,000. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a nice.
Mind you, he's bougie. He's bougie. This is my bougie friend.
Well, no, I'm sorry. I just can't sit there and stay down South Los Angeles. I mean, I've seen what's down there. There's nothing but trash all down there. The houses are run down. The city is not taking care of the roads. The people are not taking care of their houses. So I said, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet out here because this is where a lot of my business is. So for me, it just makes more sense to do it this way to where I feel like I'm comfortable and that I can focus on work instead of rather having to worry about if my apartment's going to get broken into or if I'm going to get mugged when I get to the car, et cetera.
That's real. That's real. Like that's very real.
And so that's just one of those things. Now, I believe that some of these high rises, when I was doing my tour of trying to find a place, I do believe that some of these apartment complexes or luxury high rises, whatever they want to call them these days, are overpriced. Mine's is pretty good. I'll say for what I get, and you've been there before, it's pretty good. I said that makes sense. But there's some that I've like toured. I think it was called South Windsor. I think that's one of them. I went there and I was just like, the carpet looked kind of dirty. And then some of the doors looked like they just had stains on it. And I was just like, I don't think that this is.
So it's basically, it's not a new place for you to move into. It's like
not for
dilapidated usually.
Not for no $3,000 a month. I'll tell you that much. Not for no $3,000 a month. And that's one of those things I try to inform people about. It's just like, I mean, you got to pick what makes sense. Make it make sense. If you're going to say this is a luxury apartment, you got to make it make sense. The amenities got to be there. When you go in there, the cars, you can tell when some people got money. I'm sorry to say, you see Mercedes, you see Range Rover, you see things in there. So you're like, okay, this makes sense. But some of the other places I went to go visit it, I mean, the cars were even ragged in there. I was like, something's not adding up here. And then you kind of see how the complex is being taken care of by the tenants, which is also a problem for me. So that's why where I stay at now, I don't really mind paying the $4,000, even though it's a little steep, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. I actually stay in West Hollywood, and I definitely do not live in a luxury building, but like it's maintained well, and also like my rent is a fair price because the person that I live with, they already lived in the building, and we just moved into a larger unit upstairs. And the area that we live in and building we live in is rent controlled, thank God. But like it's crazy what they'll try to charge as soon as you move out of a place. Like it's wild. Like they'll go up $500 to $1,000 just because you move out of a place and they know someone is going to pay. What I pay right now is like $2,500, and it's a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. Versus what you're paying $4,000. It's a 1-bedroom, 1 bath. So the difference in that is slightly crazy, but. Again, you do have amenities. You live downtown's really a great addition to have a great visual, a great skyline. You have so many businesses around. You can walk to everything. And in my area, it can get a little sketch. It's real hood adjacent.
Yes, it is.
So it's like you have Beverly Hills that's close. You have like West Hollywood, where I'm basically on the tip of like West Hollywood / Hollywood. Hollywood is wild.
It's a lot of homeless down there.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of homeless and a lot of people just.
And speaking of that, and not just that, and even though, you know how when you're right on like a borderline of something, right over to the left is all the nice houses, and just across the street is all the terrible houses.
Right, it's like destruction, magic.
That's kind of how downtown is. So I'm actually like probably 6 blocks down from Skid Row. So
Down on Skid Row.
So yeah, you see all that, that stuff that's going on down there. So I do see that the city is trying to build it up, but they got to do it in the right way.
Yeah.
And I think that they're pushing them out into undesirable areas, like in South LA. So it's like the issue's still not being resolved in terms of the price. I mean, like, I see that y'all doing it. Yeah, they're doing all this work, but I don't see that it's actually the right type of work they're supposed to be doing. So I do see that. For me, if I look outside, I don't want to, and I'm paying what I pay, I don't want to see no homeless out there.
Yeah, and I don't understand why it's so expensive. Like it really makes no sense because like people's jobs aren't keeping up with like
The
the
inflation.
the inflation. Like it's crazy. So some people are even forced into homelessness or even into like the homeless shelter system because they just can't do it, and they have actual good jobs and like they can't do it.
Yes. So I think this would definitely be like a conversation we will definitely pick up later as things develop. I do know that the city's working on it, but it'll definitely be something that we'll definitely be discussing down
Absolutely.
the road.
And since, I kind of slid jobs in there, let's transfer over to jobs.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you're enjoying the show, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you can not only be a part of the conversation, but you will also be in the know when we upload new content. Love and light to you all.